We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Light skin shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Injuries, trade requests. But you get a full week of football coming up. Then you get USA rolling over Brazil in the quarterfinals. The ladies' soccer team surviving as the Olympics continue to go. What up, boys and girls? Kind of weird to be back. Opening drive, Jefferson Vietta. JJ Buck, who I've not seen in a week. What's up, dude? How you living?
What it do?
You all right?
All right.
Child go to school today?
Friday.
How's that?
It's crazy. Flies by.
What are you going to do with your afternoons?
That's a good question.
All right.
I need to find another job.
Well, I mean, we can work on that. Hey, what's up? Hope you're well. Lots to do on a Wednesday as we get through. Let me give you phone numbers to come on and play radio with us today. Area code 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animals phone line. And our text line, your emails come in at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the X, JJ's at _ JJ Buck, and on the Facebook, it's the OD and the AM. Adrian's producing there. You can watch the show live on our Facebook page and on Comcast Channel 26, or it's Xfinity Channel 26 now, or on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Ton going on today between interesting stuff in the baseball, the NFL camps and injuries, and the Olympics. So I was flying back last night, and live TV was not an option. So I didn't catch a bunch of the Olympics yesterday, but did catch up on some highlights last night. It sounds like the 1600 was really good, the Josh Kerr race, and USA men's basketball rolling over Brazil 127-87. There hasn't been a whole lot of resistance for USA men's basketball, and I'm not sure I anticipate there will be a whole lot of resistance coming up. But they continue to look great, and it's somebody else every night, it feels like, no?
That's what we expected.
No.
They had the pre-tournament South Sudan game. It got everyone talking about when this team clicks in, they're better than everyone else in the world. And it's what they do defensively, and then they have the offense rolling against Brazil. I think they're in for a fun one tomorrow. It's Nikola Jokic in Serbia. But I still don't think that anyone's going to beat this team.
Joel Embiid, 14 points. He hit 3 3-pointers, had 7 rebounds. U.S. Americans shot 57.7% from the field. They hit 15 3-pointers, and they rolled past Brazil. Next up will be the Serbians in the semifinals. Ladies soccer, 1-0 over Germany. An extra-time goal from Sophia Smith, 95th minute was when they got it. And so they're going to go into the gold medal game, and they will play Brazil. They've been getting tested, but they've been finding it. I thought that the Rodman goal, was it last game, 2 games ago?
Oh, against Japan over the weekend?
The one where she turned around, left-footed, upper left corner. I thought it was sensational, that winner.
Yeah, 2 extra-time winners.
Yeah. So they continue. And then you had the 1600 yesterday, and you had I don't know if you're watching the 3-on-3 because, well, the U.S. Americans aren't very good at that. And all the track and field that continues to go. What'd you catch yesterday? What was your favorite thing yesterday?
1,500-meter race.
Yeah. The Josh Kerr race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did not know that Josh Kerr and the runner from Norway talk so much trash.
I didn't know that either.
Versus each other. Like the build up to that over the last year in the track and field media was wild. And Jacob Ingebrigtsen, dude, was talking a whole lot of mess to not even end up with a medal.
Yeah, where was he? It was
He was in first place until the last
Yeah, but when it
50
ended,
meters,
Where were you?
and then he was in fourth.
Yeah. See. So the last to check that
Goes
doesn't
from
get you on the podium.
Reigning gold medalist, holding the world record, to top 3 dudes beat him and took his record.
Walking out with nothing around your neck. Yeah. Good for Josh. And I thought that was really, really cool to see. All right. The footy's been interesting. I don't know where to start. Let's go NFL camps. Because it's all been Lions camp, everything I hear. And Lions and Giants fighting in camp every day. This is all I've been hearing about. How much trouble do you think the Chargers are in? Not their coach, because it's not like he can go back to Michigan. that can't happen. But with Justin Herbert out now with a foot injury, they're going like to a USFL guy or USL guy, because the USFL isn't a thing anymore. Easton Stick, Max Dugan, Casey Bauman are the available quarterbacks on the Chargers roster. They signed Luis Perez to the 90-man roster. He was one of the guys who was really good in the XFL. He won the MVP of the title game in 2023, and then was in the UFL last year. Led him in passing and yardage, touchdown, and completion. Look, man, I got to believe Justin Herbert's going to be back. I don't know when. I mean, they're telling me he's going to be ready for the beginning of the regular season. But if this lingers, remember the year, was it 2 seasons ago? He got hurt on a Thursday night and continued to play, didn't miss a game, but it hampered him the whole time, right? Was it 2 seasons ago? It was like the second week of the season on a Thursday night.
Yeah, this is a troubling trend for Justin Herbert. He is absolutely now in what-if territory. This is a team that needed him to be healthy just to elevate everyone else on that offense, because they do not have playmakers. This is going to be a completely new style with Jim Harbaugh in town, and now you have this lingering foot plantar fasciitis issue. It's going to be there, and I don't expect him to be ready to go week 1 at 100%.
Yeah, at 100%. But do you expect him to be ready to go?
Expect him to be out there, but he's going to. I think this is something that affects him for a while early in the season.
Yeah, and mobility is essential for a quarterback. And I don't care if you're a quote unquote mobile quarterback or you're not. You all have to be mobile quarterbacks. Every one of them's got to be mobile. And I don't think this is a situation where you could just add Jim Harbaugh, stir, and create playoff team. I understand he's been successful everywhere he's been. I'm well aware of his quirkiness and his track record. And I also am well aware what this roster looks like right now. And without Justin Herbert, I kind of take a look at it and say, okay, tell me what it is that I'm supposed to be so impressed about. And you all look at it and you just go, well, you're right. I mean, they got rid of Keenan Allen. They got rid of Mike Williams. Okay, but they went out and got Ladd McConkey, who, by the way, is also questionable right now. Ladd McConkey's got out some sort of an injury. He left practice on Saturday. So he's listed as injury. That's their number 1 overall pick. DJ Chark? Is your running back Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins do anything for you? I mean, that was nice when they were both with the Ravens, but what does that do for you? Defensively, I mean, I think, you got something anchored by Joey Bosa that's always good, but dude, I mean, you can make an argument they're in big trouble.
They are in big trouble, and it's an easy argument to make right now for the Chargers. Their identity was going to be keep your fingers crossed, you can keep your defensive stars healthy, run the football, play tough, close football games, and see if Herbert could elevate someone, because you're expecting him to be that guy. And now he's not going to be 100%. The mobility is a huge thing, because you look at the numbers of Justin Herbert out of the pocket, Justin Herbert on the run, throwing the football. He's a top 5 quarterback the last few years in terms of all those metrics.
Mobility.
And he has that foot injury,
yeah,
and then he can't add that extra spark to that offense. They're in trouble offensively.
Yeah, so it's mobility. And you may not think of him as a mobile quarterback, but they're all mobile quarterbacks. Well, not Tom Brady. Yeah. Even, I mean, you got to get, yes. Injuries, man. Christian McCaffrey, calf strain. The Niners are in trouble? Between what's going on with Brandon Ayuk, and we'll get there, Christian McCaffrey now with a calf strain. And it's another one of those that, man, that lingers. And they kick off the preseason this weekend against the Titans. Christian McCaffrey's dealing with a calf strain. He will probably not play the entire preseason, which bothers nobody. But if you're going to tell me he's not playing because, well, I mean, he's not playing. We're not putting our stud out there. Okay, I'm fine with that. But I got a calf strain on my stud running back, who probably is the best running back in the league. By the way, what do you do with him with fantasy, Mr. Fantasy Guy?
I think you have to have, if you're in a PPR league, and you're straight up taking keepers out. If you're just going in, you have the number 1 overall pick, I think you have to seriously consider a wide receiver.
Instead of him.
Instead of Christian McCaffrey.
So you go Justin Jefferson or something?
I think Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson.
CeeDee Lamb's
Jamar
got to get to
Chase.
camp first, doesn't he?
Yes. I expect him to be playing football this season. All worthy in the conversation, and it's not as simple as draft Christian McCaffrey and you're home free.
You're at the top of the draft now. All of a sudden, you got some questions. And it depends when your draft is, too, right? I mean, the earlier.
You've already done it. If you can wait.
Yeah. There are a lot of drafts
bit.
already been done.
Yeah. It's once August hits, people really start hitting them.
Yeah. And then there's the Brandon Ayuk trade. The Patriots pulled themselves out. So the Patriots have inquired about Brandon Ayuk. They decided they are not going to explore this any further. They were, according to the reports, one of 3 teams, the others being the Browns and the Steelers, who have been in contact with the 49ers about trading for Ayuk. New England, evidently, this has been going on for months. But they're not willing to go out and pay the price. Now, they were willing to make him one of the top 5 highest paid players or wide receivers per average salary, but it's the asking price. So now it sounds like the Browns are into this, and Amari Cooper may be a part of that. Which, if I'm the 49ers, I'm listening a little bit, right?
I would like that deal because I think right now this would be a bad move for the 49ers to get to this point and then be willing to trade Brandon Ayuk. Not back when the draft was happening and maybe you could have gotten more capital and done something else other than just Ricky Pearsall in it. I'm intrigued if I get Amari Cooper back because you're looking at just being good right now in this window. But I could also see San Francisco raising the asking price just to make sure that others pull out and they pretty much force Brandon Ayuk to play this season.
Which
because
I can
they
totally
are not
see
better. Like with Ricky Pearsall already being injured multiple times, the first round pick. Yeah, have some depth wide receivers, but this team, with the questions they're already facing with Christian McCaffrey, is not going to be a better football team if they trade Brandon Ayuk.
Jeff Darlington of ESPN has been reporting that the Browns have had interest in Ayuk for a while. He said now it's about trade compensation, the actual compensation for Ayuk in the form of a new contract. The conversations are ongoing. He says he's hearing that Amari Cooper would potentially be involved in the trade with the 49ers should it go down. He's 30 years old. He held out a Browns mandatory count while seeking a pay raise earlier this offseason, got an additional $20 million in guarantees from Cleveland. So that contract structure locked him into this lineup. But I mean, look, I don't know. I could make an argument that Amari Cooper is better than Brandon Ayuk, and I got a guy who might want to be here as opposed to a guy who flat out doesn't want to be here. That's the one I'm listening to, right?
Yeah, because you can get immediate impact for this season if you're able to get a little bit of draft capital, but then a player like Amari Cooper can step in and fill that role right away.
Yeah. All right, come on into Play Radio today. 505-246-0610. That's where we are. Area code 505-246-0610. Got a lot of football to do. Lobo football will get there as well. The baseball was something last night. Really something last night. Boy, do we got a lot to talk about between an almost no-hitter and an almost record. That's a lot of almost. Record losing streak. So come on in and get there. 246-0610. That's the number, 505-246-0610. Going to be hot again. 97, I believe, is the number today. If you're driving around without window tint, it can be unbearable. On the Spot Automotive Detailing, as you covered, they've got top-notch window tint services. They are a certified 3M dealer. What does that mean to you? That means they got the best product on the market. You can ask them for ceramic tint that blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. Your car will feel cool. It will look cool. So they've got the professional tent you need at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They also do what they do, and that is detailing. They are best in the city. They've won best in the city. They are best in the city. They come out to you and detail your vehicle at your convenience, where it works for you. When it works for you, they come to you and detail your vehicle. When they're done, it looks, it feels, it smells like the day you took it off the lot. Give them a call. It's On the Spot Automotive Detailing, 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859 or online at otsdetailing.com.
When you have sports mixed with your pop culture, along with
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres. They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain. Who's that? That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road.
Like the White Sox, were you rooting for them to lose? All right, do you like records, or were you like, damn, I just feel horrible for them? So the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, White Sox snapped an American League record tying 21-game losing streak. They beat the A's 5-1 yesterday. So Monday, they matched the longest losing streak since the 1988 Baltimore Orioles. They lost 21 games in a row. The National League record, by the way, is since 1900 is 23 by the 61 Phillies. And the Major League record, of course, is the 1889 Louisville Colonels in the American Association. They lost 26 in a row. I was reading a bunch of stuff on this. Frank Thomas was saying on their broadcast that if I'm the manager, I'm losing it. This, we're not coming in to lose. Crap is getting old. I'm flipping a table. I'm losing my mind. This bleep isn't okay. I don't know how you handle it. You probably handle it a different way every 2-3 days, right? I mean, 21 games, dude. They hadn't won since the All-Star break.
Yeah, at some point in time, your table budget would become a problem.
Seriously.
Keep breaking all these tables.
Yeah, that's all right.
Every 3 days, you're like, all right, it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks.
You gotta change your I don't know, your mindset. These are ones where the roster's so bad, and I don't know anything about Pedro Grifol, their manager. I don't know if he's a good manager or a bad one. Dude, when your roster's that bad, what do? What was the guy? Was it Brett Brown during the process, the Philadelphia 76ers head coach? Remember that? And they kept him around, and they didn't fire him because they knew they were going through the process. As soon as they got good, they fired him. And they brought in, was it Doc Rivers? Is that what they did right after that? I don't even know if there was somebody before Doc Rivers, but I look at him and I'm like, man, what do you want this guy to do? It's a roster that's it's not very good. But, dude, 21 in a row. They are 28-88. They've been held to 1 run or more, or 1 run or none. I mean, 32 times a season. Think of that. They're 28-88. 110 games they played, they won 28. And 32 of those times they only score a run or none. I mean, damn. You just stoked you're in the big leagues? You're getting a big league check? Like, you're on the roster. How do you feel?
I feel terrible.
Right? Every day you're out.
One of those things, we were joking about it yesterday. Is it harder to win 21 games in a row or actually lose 21 games in a row?
No, it's really good. I mean,
everyone's like, everyone's cashed out. I'm like, no, because there might be a couple players that are just like, oh, whatever. But that's like your livelihood. Like, there's a chance you get stuck on this team for 2 weeks, you get called up, and that's what sticks with you.
Dude, nobody wants to be a laughingstock. Nobody wants to be on that roster that sets that record. Nobody does. Like, I don't know that you check out at all. I don't know that you accept losing. You might expect losing. Maybe you don't even do that. But to lose 20 at that level, hell no. I mean, that's just miserable. Hey, good for them. 21 games in a row. They beat the A's yesterday. How do you feel through the A's? I mean, they were going to beat someone, right?
Yeah, and they did keep it pretty low key after the final.
No, they should have. They should have. Let's be real.
I was expecting maybe a little sarcasticness from the dugout, throwing some seeds or something, but they caught that last out, and everyone was just kind of like, all right.
Yes, relax. Just beat the A's, first of all, and you're 20. What did I tell you? 28-88? Yeah, relax. Meanwhile, last night, Framber Valdez almost threw a no-hitter. It would have been his second for the Astros pitcher. He was really good for 8 innings, got a little shaky in the 9th, but he was 1 out away from a no-hitter against the Texas Rangers. And Corey Seager hit a 2-run home run in Arlington last night and spoiled the no-hitter. It was there was a guy on first from a walk. 4-2, the Astros won, but it was just over a year ago. Valdez threw that first no-hitter. He's 30 years old. He was cruising again. He was back on the mound. He needed 3 outs, and he was right around 100 pitches. The 99th pitch was finished off a walk, and then his 100th was a double play. So he was cruising. He just needed one more out. And then Ezekiel Duran hit a bouncer with Alex Bregman at third. It emptied the bases. That was the double play, and then he gives up the home run, which kind of a bummer. Like when you get that close, man, don't you just want to see one?
1 out away,
right?
It would have been his second.
Don't you just want to see it? Yeah, it would have been his second. It is what it is, though, man. Framber Valdez, though, that was a bummer. Like you're watching some baseball, and you want to see that. Hey, what was I had another baseball thing I was going to throw at you, and I totally just forgot what it was. Did you see that Billy Beane passed away?
Just saw that. So,
Billy Beane wrote that book titled "Going the Other Way." He was a keynote speaker at events. He was pretty fascinating, dude. He was 60 years old. He was the first openly gay player, or second, I believe, second openly gay player. He became a senior vice president for diversity, equity, inclusion. Major League Baseball just put this out this morning that he died at his home nearly a year after he was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. He played 6 seasons in the big leagues, 87 and 95. Played with the Tigers, the Dodgers, the Padres. Played at Loyola Marymount in college. But this was, he did things just a different way as a front office guy. And Billy Beane was 60 years old, dude. That's way too young. That is way, way, way too young. All right, let me open up phones for you. 505-246-0610. Missed you. The text line is open. 505-246-0610. And you can send emails. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. When we come back, let's hit a little bit more football. Let's talk about the UNM offensive line. We're 2 weeks from Saturday away from opening up college football season. Lobos in Montana State. 2 weeks from Saturday, dude. Like, it's just racing. I want to get into what Sean Ryder had to say. He's the Journal's beat writer who's out there every day about the offensive line, because I think that's one of our biggest concerns. I think it's everybody's biggest concern. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
It's Animal.
Sweet Deal's still available too. You can go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, click on the Sweet Deal icon. I think there's still 2-for-1 season tickets available for you for Lobo football, which is going to get started here in about 17 days, 16 days, whatever the number is, 2 weeks from Saturday, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. So yes, you can take advantage of that. 2:00 Saturday afternoon, 24th, might be warm. Dress accordingly. JJ, reading Sean Ryder's stuff, and he's out there every day for the Journal. Sounds like the offensive line is starting to come together, and I know that's a big deal, not just for you and me, I mean, period. Richard Pierce, Mackenzie Agnello, Juwan Singletary, Baraka Beckett, and Wallace Unamba. And again, I'm not going to pretend I've been super familiar with them, and the access hasn't been great, so I've been out of town, and I know you probably haven't been out there. I mean, have you seen much? Were you able to go out to the scrimmage?
No, it was closed.
It was closed. Okay. So
those are the 5 offensive linemen that have numbers right now.
Okay. So you say, okay, you guys have earned your number.
Got to be the starting offense. But I did have a chance. I talked with Richard Pierce a little bit after practice, one of the practices last week. Like his attitude, transferred from East Carolina.
Yeah.
Bought in. And this first group, just in terms of that mindset that they're not given, like, it's good. They're all in because they're here. They're working hard. And that's going to be the biggest thing is can this offensive line be good? Because I think there's enough to be competitive skill position-wise. It all comes down to getting things done at the line of scrimmage.
I think that one of the things, not being able to see practice, and I'm not mad at anybody. That's Broncos' way, and that's how it's going to be. And but it even accentuates the question marks for us, right? As fans, as people who follow this, you just don't know until we see them on the 24th against Montana State.
Absolutely. Because you can pick up things from practice. There's a reason 100%. They practice. There's a reason they scrimmage. And there were some things going into last season that we were able to pick up about this team from the access that we were given. And I'm right there with you. It's the way it is. But so it's harder to talk about this team and try to be hyped about this or that. It's really comes down to, for a lot of us, and pretty much everyone, I should say, when they take the field against Montana State, we'll get the first idea of what type of team this is.
And I know typically in the past we've had players on during camp, and just for listener edification, they're practicing, they're in meetings while we're on the air. Like literally from 7 to 10 is when they're in their sessions. And so for us, it's not that they haven't been made available, period. It's just for us, it's it doesn't work out time wise. So 17 players got their numbers over the weekend, and you're looking at the offensive line, Unamba. So they get to pick it, right? So once they get their numbers, they get first pick. Justin Holiday got a number. Quarterback took 87. Is that right?
He's not a quarterback.
He's
not a quarterback.
Obviously not at 87. He's still listed as a quarterback, but obviously
that is one of the things that they're not keeping hidden anymore.
He's a tight end now? Yeah. All right, fair enough. I guess the number gave it away. Isaiah Chavez earned his number. Tavian Combs earned his number. Caleb Medford. Bunch of guys that maybe you know. As far as injuries, Tyler Keeney, the transfer from UCLA, defensive lineman, wore out. But I so want to see him. Like I so want to see a scrimmage. And I know you don't always get what you want, you get what you need sometimes, Mick Jagger once said. But I am curious now. Like you, all right, you got me curious right now. You?
Yeah, I'm very curious. No question. I've been out post-practice a couple times. We listened to a couple conversations yesterday. Noah Abringer, new cornerback, transfer from San Diego State. Got to talk with Trace Bruckler. And you get the right attitude, the right mindset. Guys are locked in, bought into the system, excited for this year. And it's really holding out hope.
All right.
That once they take the field, you can see something that will get you excited for the rest of the season.
So I know Devin Dampier is my quarterback. What kind of offense should I expect? You were talking about a bell cow running back. Is it Andrew Henry? Who is it going to be? I got to believe, just like everywhere else in college football, you're going to see a multitude of running backs. But what kind of offense am I going to see?
So Trace Bruckler described it as they're going to come at you fast, but they want long drives.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's almost kind of two different things. Like, you're going to play fast, but he said, yeah, they're going to play fast, line up, but they want extended drives. They want to wear defenses down. They want to be able to control the football. And so, okay, and then you can kind of read into what the offensive coordinator Jason Beck was saying is they'd be more willing to ride the hot hand, make sure multiple guys get touches in the backfield. I think we're going to see some option looks from Devin Dampier. But a lot of it is when they take that field against Montana State, we'll actually say, okay, this is the offense.
Yeah.
They're running. Oh, this is what they're going to try to focus on.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm really interested to see. I am. And people have been saying, oh, they're not going to be very good. They might be really good, dude. They could be. Are they going to be conference championship good? I'm going to guess not. But JJ, with so much new, and you just say, okay, here's your offensive line. Let's say that is the line. And my guess is those 5 guys aren't going to be your total starters on opening day, just because I think things will happen. But there are 5 names that Lobo fan did not hear outside of recently, whenever recently happens to be.
Those 5 offensive linemen are first-year players.
Right. That's my point. UNM. That's my point. And so they could be really good. Well, Jeff, why did they transfer? Why did anybody transfer? Why did the dudes leave here? Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and promise you that they're going to be really good. That's not what my point is. I've never been with Lobo football, and it's been a minute now. I've never just been this much. I just don't know. 505-246-0610. Lenny, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lenny.
Morning. How you guys doing?
Good. How you living?
Good. So let's talk the 49ers and the issues they're running into.
Okay.
If you have to sign Ayuk or Trent Williams, who do you really need to sign?
Trent Williams.
Right. So they have that issue. Ayuk, they already had planned on trading him once they traded a guy, Robert Pearsall.
Okay.
But Ayuk is in the driver's seat for the trade. So now New England bows out. I heard this morning that Cleveland may want to trade Amari Cooper to him. That doesn't even make sense because if you're going to trade for Ayuk, you want to keep Cooper so you have 2 number 1 receivers.
What does Debo do for you?
Well, okay, so you have Debo, you have Kittle, you have McCaffrey. So you still have 3 scoring options on your team. Ayuk's not coming back. That ship has sailed.
Agree.
The other problem that San Francisco has is they're the only team in the league that has 7 players that make $15 million more a year.
And their quarterback's not
And then
one
next year, you got to decide if Purdy is a system quarterback or a good quarterback. And I think he's a good quarterback, not a system quarterback.
I think they've decided that too. Yeah.
So
yes,
what are you going to do? And it's getting late into preseason.
Yep.
So I think he's going to either end up in Pittsburgh or
in Cleveland.
Buffalo wants to really go all in and replace Diggs. This gives them a true number 1 receiver.
So you don't think the Cleveland thing is real?
Not if they're going to trade Amari Cooper.
Well, I think that's part of the deal.
Okay, if you trade Amari Cooper for him, you still only have 1 number 1 receiver. You have a great defense, but wouldn't you want to have both of them?
How many number 1s you need?
Okay, most teams have at least 2 good receivers that are in the playoffs.
Right. So what you're saying is Cleveland wouldn't have it.
Right. Cleveland wouldn't have it. And if you're trying to give Deshaun Watson as many assets to throw to try to get him back to a semblance of what he was 3.5 years ago.
What's Jerry Jeudy to you?
I still think he's no more than just a 2A.
Okay, I mean that was pretty good though, right? I mean they think he is. They invested in him. They obviously think he's pretty good.
I mean, if Cleveland ends up with it, and that's what they want to do, San Francisco comes out on top in that deal. Because asset-wise, that's better than any other team's going to offer.
Would I rather have Amari Cooper or Brandon Ayuk? I'd rather have Amari Cooper.
Right. So it's just going to be an interesting situation to see. And then the Cowboys have just totally backed themselves into a wall.
They're in trouble.
Because Lamb's not coming back. And unless you're giving him $32 to $34 million a year minimum, he doesn't care about the $50,000 a day fine.
Well, at some point he will. He's going to have to come to work. Like he's going to go. You think he's going to sit out the whole year if they don't give it to him?
No, he can sit out to game 8 before the season tolls over.
I just don't see him doing that. Yeah, I just don't see.
Or he loses a year of service, whatever the league calls it.
But he loses all those weekly checks too.
Right. So it's a lot of money to lose, but
Yep.
I understand why he's doing it, but I just don't understand what Jones is doing to his own team.
Nobody does. All right, man, I'm going to move. I appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Lenny called at 505-246-0610. We want to take a break or you want me to take a call? All right, Robert, hold on. I want to hear your thought on the Lobos. Got to hit this break. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Opening drive, Jeff, JJ. Thanks for being with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Sports Animal. Louisville football opens up 2 weeks from Saturday against Montana State. What are you expecting? Robert, appreciate you holding. You want to talk Lobos. Good morning, Robert.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, how you doing? What's going on?
Oh, not much. I'm getting pretty cautiously optimistic about Lobo football, and the reason is because not just us, but the whole Mountain West and pretty much our whole level of football. You know, not the Power 5 level, but the Group of 5 and lower. Pretty much all have new rosters, and they have a lot of people coming and going and stuff. And I think it kind of it's going to kind of even out. And, having a whole bunch of brand new coaches in the league and stuff, I think, 7 or 8 brand new coaches and stuff.
Yeah, 8.
I think it's going to be fairly competitive, and I think we can put a competitive team out there, and I think everybody's going to be kind of in the same level, kind of, basically in the same boat, with new players and getting to know each other and all that stuff. And that's just kind of a whole new way college football is nowadays. So I think it's going to look good.
All right, man. No, I appreciate you. And I think cautious optimism is a way. Well, fans are almost scared to be cautiously optimistic too, right? I mean, some of them. I've been talking to a lot of people. They want to believe. Like, have you gone out and bought your tickets? Are you going out there for that first game? Are you going to take a look? Because you get your first look, and then you don't get a look at them for a month at home. Yeah, but Jeff, it's going to be hot, and it's going to be Montana State, and it's going to be those are coming. I know. Whatever. Better than being cold, I think. I mean, I think it is. You go out and have fun with people you like, and if that's your thing. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to tell you about level football other than what I'm told, what I hear, right? Because we haven't seen a lot, and everything is so totally brand new. I just, JJ, but like to his point, I think there's a whole lot of teams, not just in this league, but around this country. I think Michigan's feeling the same way. Michigan just won a national championship. Yep. And they lost Blake Corum, and they lost J.J. McCarthy, and go up and down their national championship roster. Oh, by the way, they lost their head coach. How do they feel about it? They're ranked 7th or 8th in the country. How does Boise State feel? Well, they got a new coach, but they feel good. How does San Diego State feel? Brand new. How does everybody in this league feel? Almost. A lot of brand new. And so the cautious optimism coming from that caller, from Robert, I think is what people want to feel around here. And it's almost the best you can ask for, right?
Yeah, it's what you hope to have when you have a coaching turnover. And because there is so much change in the Mountain West Conference, now some of it's not due to a firing. And so you do have to take that into account. Like, I don't necessarily see Fresno State taking a huge step back just because they changed coaches, because they've done that before with Tim Skipper leading the way at Fresno State. I don't think
any coach the end of the year last year and won a bowl game.
And same thing for Boise State, they won the conference with Spencer Danielson. So there's not a lot of them. Not all of them are, it's a new coach because they weren't good. It factors in, but there's still the uncertainty, which should lead to opportunity.
So, look, I think disappointment sets in the first year, or if they lose the first game, right? I mean, that obviously. That one, I mean, you just gave me that look. What was the game last year? You said if they lose this one, people are going to be, and you were right. I think people checked out. There was a game, whatever the game was, it might have been San Jose State, where it was kind of an inflection point in the season. Is there, I don't know, do you see one early in the year? It's Montana State. It's Montana State, right? It's game one, because then they're going to go on the road. I mean, Arizona and Auburn are going to be tough. Now, Arizona's got a new coach, but there's a ton of talent there. Brent Brennan's a pretty good coach, and that's their opener, so you have a little bit of advantage. You played a game. And then you got to figure going to Auburn. Well, the Aggies beat Auburn last year. Look, Auburn thinks it's the same damn team coming in. You ain't catching them by surprise, right? Auburn fan doesn't know the difference. I told you, I was with my brother's brother-in-law, and he's like, he's an Auburn guy. Yep, no, but New Mexico's coming again. They got us last year, but they're not getting us this year. No, dude, it's a totally different team. What? No, it's same. No, it's different. They don't know. Right? I mean, so where's the inflection point? Is it game? It's game one. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
I'm doing really good. How about you?
Good. What's happening?
Oh, just a couple of thoughts. Number one, Gabby Thomas. What a race! That woman is amazing. I didn't think that she would win by that much. So, and then I find it ironic that Josh Kerr ends up winning the silver because he ran for the cherry and silver.
Yeah, there you go. Matches his.
The irony was not missed on me. But I think he got surprised by Hawker. I don't think he saw him coming up on the inside and thought that he had Ingebrigtsen beat, but what a race. You know, the Americans hadn't done very well in the 1,500 meters as of late, so maybe they found some life there. Finally, you know, I'm more than cautiously optimistic because I've watched Bronco do this for 17 years. I've been a Bronco Mendenhall fan since he walked on this campus and I got to know him. And one of the people that I kind of rely on is the guy that played for him, Dr. Nick Spiegel. Have you talked to Nick?
I've not. No.
Yeah. Nick told me some stories about Bronco and how he's able to just get players to focus and understand their roles and do that. I mean, you got a kid buying in at quarterback who's going to block and do all kinds of things. Now, everybody's concerned about the offensive line. I had an opportunity to have Famika and I, the offensive line coach, live with me for 2 months. Right. And so I learned a lot about their methods and how they go about doing things. And I think he'll find 5 guys who will mesh and who will be as effective as the 5 offensive linemen that we had last year. And if we get that kind of play out of them, I think we have a chance to be really good. You know what I'm hoping, Jeff, is they put enough pressure on you that you have to invite them to the New Mexico Bowl.
Is that right?
That's my hope.
Be a good problem.
You know, that's
for everybody to have.
That's my little dream.
Yeah. All right. Keep dreaming. I mean, it's on them to put the pressure on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right, man.
Take care.
See you. 505-246-0610. I mean, is a bowl game just too much to think about? Is that with this schedule? It's an interesting start, man. That first one's big. Arizona, Auburn, Fresno State after that. Then you get the Aggies. 505-246-0610. Cautious optimism. Where are you with Global football? Coming up on 2 weeks away from the opener against Montana State. Would you say 19 guys have earned their numbers already? Keep them coming. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Glad you're with us on a Wednesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's ill.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I just watched that 1500 for the first time. It was really good. Because U.S. American, Josh Kerr, U.S. American. Because us, as, U.S. Americans.
It was epic.
Yeah, it was really good.
I love the Olympics. I do. I get into it. Like, we were sitting on the couch yesterday. Austin and I watching that. And they're going down the stretch, and I just start screaming. And he's like, oh, USA Ultimate Winners. Like, that's right. Yes.
That's so good. It's good. When is the closing ceremonies this weekend?
I will say, though, I think Josh Kerr would have still liked gold medal. Even though he ran for the chair and silver.
Yeah, the gold would have looked just fine. Yeah, the gold would have been pretty nice. Hey, I didn't talk about this. What did you think of the golf?
Man.
How about your boys? He wins Player of the Year now because of that?
I don't think he needed that to win Player of the Year. I wouldn't.
Well, what if Schauffele would have won?
I think it would have been close regardless. But I think just Scheffler, the streak, even not having 2 major victories, like it was a very impressive year.
Well, and he won the
Tiger-esque type of year. But to me, I look at it and I look at the collapse of Jon Rahm.
How about that?
On the back nine. And that dude has lost an edge since he's went to Live Golf.
So there's a couple things there on Jon Rahm. First of all, that's very Jon Rahm early in his career, right? That was that Jon Rahm we used to look at, and I know he was one of your favorites when he just jumped on the scene. That was that Jon Rahm early in his career that got into his own head and got emotional. Was it like 14 or something where he took that double bogey on the last round, where he got into the junk on the side? It was. I didn't see a lot of it, but I saw this. He got in some really thick rough and barely got it out, and you could see it. He looked like that old Jon Rahm. But I'm with you. He is. He loved that $300 million, whatever he got from Liv, and who wouldn't love $300 million? But he has looked and sounded anything but happy. And there's that old saying, you can't buy happiness, and I think a lot of people would like to test it. JJ, everything he talks about, it sounds like he doesn't like Liv. Well, this wasn't Liv. This was a totally different story. But I agree with you. Since he's gone over there, he's been a different golfer. He finally won once on the Liv Tour. But I he's the guy who's pushing more than anything the merger. Now that he got his money, all right, I got my $300 million. Now let's put it all back together.
Yeah, look, I got the bag.
Yeah,
feeling good. Now let's come back together because I liked this
Yeah.
a lot more this PGA Tour lifestyle, major golf.
Yep. I like that money.
I'm all about the money,
yeah.
but I liked the style and tournaments
100%.
better over here.
Yeah. I'm watching the handball. The one that you think you could play?
Yes. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You think you could? I don't even think I understand the rules because they push each other, hit each other, and then all of a sudden there's a foul, and I'm like, well, what? It's like a novice watching hockey. What? I mean, you could beat the hell out of him, but you can't do that, right?
If I could try anything where I have like a 1% chance of being successful, I feel like it could be handball.
Handball. So Walpole was in here. Bobcat got Roberto on whatever day, Thursday. And he was telling me, no, handball's like squash, like racquetball. I'm like, well, that's a different handball. This is like this field handball or something, right? They call it. It's like hockey or soccer but with hands, and a goalie that just stands there with no chance.
Like, what are you there for?
It's like the worst. There's some sports that there's a goaltender, and you're like you have no, like lacrosse goalies. There's not wearing a lot of padding and it's tough, but okay, I've seen them make a lot of stops. This guy,
I should look at some of the scores.
Well, I was just watching. It was like 1915. They're in a break right now. I don't know if it's over or not. But
all the other stuff, I'm not going to pretend like I could do it at an Olympic level because this is just like 3 steps, 1 dribble,
and chuck
a pass. It's not a soccer pitch. I don't have to run miles.
It's an arena. It's indoor,
similar to like a basketball court size.
And then you jump in the air and you shoot and score.
Just let one go.
Yeah. I don't know how to play defense.
Spin.
What's defense?
Just get in the way. Kind of like basketball.
Well,
just try to be in the way.
All right. So that's the one you think you could do. All right.
Yes, I'll give it a go.
You watched the pole vaulter yesterday break the world record too?
Oof, that was impressive the other day.
I'm a big pole vault fan.
LSU guy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was something. I watched a lot of Olympics without sound over the last couple days. You travel and you kind of catch a little stuff here and there. Yeah, a lot of, my eyes were opened a lot this weekend, by the way, a lot. Yeah, we'll get there. All right. 505-246-0610, 505-246-0610. Lynn says, Jeff, what can we expect in opener as far as attendance? Seems like they finally made the changes the OD has been crying for years. They moved the game off of Labor Day weekend. Montana State appears to be a step above the opening day patsies of the past, Maine, Houston Baptist, Abilene Christian, etc. Yeah, I don't know that your basic, your common fan. I don't even know what that means. Your average global fan or your average fan that you went out there knows the difference between Montana State and Maine or Houston Baptist, right? But yeah, it'll be a good opponent. It's not on Labor Day weekend, which a lot of, I don't even know if it was a lot. There was a vocal minority, don't you think, of fans on this show that have been saying move it off of Labor Day. Okay, you got that. Then you're going to tell me, well, it's too hot, or it's too cold, or it's too Saturday, or it's whatever. And I think one of the big things, JJ, is going to be when they get a crowd. How do they get that crowd in the stadium? I think that's going to be a big deal. And I don't know if there's going to be a big crowd for Montana State. I don't know where that big crowd game is coming from, whether will it be Fresno State? Will it be one this year? But when they get one, can they get them in the stadium efficiently? And I've told people, you've got inherent issues with this stadium that it's not completely their fault, but they've got to figure it out. You go to any other stadium and you can pretty much access the stadium 360 degrees around the stadium, right? If you go to Mile High, you go to a Bronco game, there's gates 360 degrees around the stadium. This stadium, there is no access on the east at all, and almost none on the south, right?
Yeah, there's just that one on the southwest up the hill,
which almost no one uses. And then if you're going into the tower, you can, into the End Zone Club, you can access through the Todeum building. But almost nobody uses that southwest gate. There's the one gate on the west. And that was, I was talking to them about carving out a couple of other gates. Would it make sense over on the west side? And then everybody just jams those 2 northeast, northwest gates. And I don't know what the answer is. Obviously, we've had a lot of conversations, and they have too. But I'm just telling you, that's going to be one of the biggest issues. They can win 10 games a year. But if people can't get into the games, they're not going to go. So I think that's going to be, something, and we'll see it at whatever point. But Lynn, appreciate that. There was another one on global football. What do you expect? What's fair? We're a little over 2 weeks away. Global Fan, you've been listening to it. You've been listening about guys earning numbers. You've been listening about Bronco. Carl says, not so sweet deal, Jeff. To get folks interested, the marketing department's going to have to come up with a slogan more compelling than guys are buying into Bronco Mercenary. All right? Are they? I mean, you think marketing is going to make people come out? You think coming up with some cute new era slogan, will that make you go out, Carl? All right, maybe. I mean, is that what's going to make people go? JJ winning is going to make people go out, right? And I think there's a scar after however many years of this. Oh, dude, did you see a penalty shot in handball? What am I looking at? Dude stands like about 4 feet away from him. All right. I could do that one. I think I could score right there. I mean, I don't know what the penalty was for. But he whizzed it right by the goalie's ear. That's the place to go. French are pretty good at this game. French are really good. What do you expect? Is that's what it is? Is it because of a marketing slogan? Is that what you need to hear? Okay. Whatever it is you need, I'll bet they'll do it for you. 505-246-0610. When we come back, do you believe in the Madden curse? And is Justin Fields coming just like I told you he would be? That's coming up next on the opening drive. Hey, there's been a lot of break-ins. It's just, that's the way it is. Not just here, it's everywhere. If you've been the victim of a home or business break-in, you know way too well it takes too long for the police to show up. And it's not because they don't care. It's they just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get for service. But when it's you, when it's your home, when it's your business, it's important. How about 7 minutes or less? That's normally the response time for customers of International Protective Service. IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque and now in Santa Fe. They react quickly. Many times they catch criminals in the act, detain them, and the police come and pick them up. IPS also provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock. They install alarms and camera systems. They've got state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7 to raise the level of security around your home or business. So when you go away, who's watching your home? Don't let it be the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business is what IPS does to let you sleep better at night. You can't prevent it all, but if you've got no security, no protection, you're much more likely to be victimized. The number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
You believe in the Madden curse? It kind of was broken, right? Wasn't Josh Allen on it last year?
Yes, it kind of went through a streak where the curse was broken. At Josh Allen, who didn't have a bad season.
No.
By any stretch. You had Lamar Jackson on a couple years ago. Tom Brady's been on it. He did pretty well. Rob Gronkowski recently. So
all right.
It kind of went away for a little bit, but here we are, nipping at the heels of Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Niners are also practicing without their backup running back, Elijah Mitchell. He's got a hamstring injury. So they got Matt Breida back in there. He's with a guy named Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerrero and Patrick Taylor and Corey Schrader. So I've been listening to a whole lot of noise about the Niners. And is their window closed? And I'm going to tell you, I think they're not better without Brandon Ayuk. I'm not going to even pretend that. I think he's a really good receiver. But I'm going to take the same approach I took when the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill. Now, I get there's a big difference between Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy. But it's the same thing with me with the Bills on Stephon Diggs. I just don't believe losing a receiver closes your Super Bowl window. Now, if that was the only thing, then that would be it. But McCaffrey injured. They're going to have to pay their quarterback next year. Do you believe the Niners window is closed or closing?
No.
I don't either.
No. This is one where this is going to be the most noise they've had to overcome at the start of a season and get things in. And the Trent Williams situation at left tackle, like, he's not asking for a 5-year, $200 million. Dude's 36 years old. Yes, he's still one of the best tackles in the league.
Good, yeah.
But you can figure that out. Where it's not one where you go, oh man, if you pay Trent Williams, you can't do this, you can't do that. I think the Ayuk situation, it's more of a frustrating thing for the 49ers. I really think that they thought that they could get through this year. Ayuk would play it out. They have an out on Debo's contract, probably would cut Debo Samuel and re-sign Brandon Ayuk after this year, but then Ayuk is kind of forced in the hand right now. But when you still take a step back, with or without Brandon Ayuk, you have Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Trent Williams will be on the field for them.
I believe that.
Defense was still a ton of marquee players.
Well, and they're going to get something for Ayuk, and if they end up with Amari Cooper in return as opposed to Ayuk, I almost feel like they upgrade. I don't even almost feel
because they don't. Because of Cooper, for him, you're not looking at him going, "Oh, he's going to want a 4-year deal, yada yada yada." He knows
he just got upped,
it's only I think 1 year of guarantees on Cooper's contract,
right?
And so that's an immediate short-term upgrade versus the long-term. And when you're the 49ers, that's you'd be happy with, because you're not going to pay Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy and have Debo Samuel and have all these things.
I think their window is absolutely open this year. Absolutely open this year. And let's see what Ricky Pearsall becomes. If you let's just say they get Amari Cooper, and he's there for a little while, and they're going to sign their quarterback. And isn't that what we always talk about as far as franchise stability is, who's your quarterback, right? We talk about great rosters all the time that don't have that quarterback, and so we say their window's not open. How many places that their quarterback is in place do we feel like they don't have a chance? I mean, Buffalo, Miami, the Jets, you feel have a chance. Ravens, Cincinnati, you feel have a chance. They're all set at quarterback. Jacksonville, I think you feel has a chance, right? I think you even feel like C.J. Stroud in Houston do. Kansas City, you certainly do. The Chargers are the one place you feel set at quarterback that maybe they don't. Maybe in Arizona. But everybody, I mean, you just go through it and say everywhere that I know they're set and established, then it's not a rookie quarterback, you feel they got a chance. And so I've been listening to a whole lot of Niners doom, and I've watched them long enough to just, I mean, look, I'm far from a Niners fan. But I'm struggling eating that mess that their window's closed. I'm really, really, really struggling with that. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call, man. I just wanted to chime in on this 49ers thing just a little bit. Sometimes it's like, in my opinion at least, you can have too many mouths to feed, and I do think Ayuk is a good player. He's certainly not a great player. And he's asking for numbers like Justin Jefferson payment or something like that. I mean, there's no way that you can pay that guy. The best receiver on that team is Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? And so what is IU? And now when you think about the last couple of years, at least last season, Kittle's numbers were down, because there was too many mouths to feed. I agree with you for sure. The 49ers window is still wide open, and I'm looking for that team to be real strong this year. Sometimes you get somebody that's a little disruptive in the locker room, you get them out, bam, stronger than ever. Thanks for taking my call, guys. Have a great Wednesday.
I agree with him. It's a good phone call. I think there's too much there, and I think the coaching staff has them prepared almost every week. I don't know that I think there's anybody great in their division. I mean, I think the Rams are okay. I think Arizona's going to be better. Seattle's the one that may take a step back. What do you think Geno is? What's Seattle this year? There's no noise on Seattle.
I think Seattle has already got the best out of Geno Smith. They'll be competitive, but they're not a contender. I think they're right there with Arizona. Like, you feel like
who's
Kyler
better,
Murray
them or Arizona?
I think Seattle has the edge.
Okay.
I like Seattle better defensively right now.
And they've got two really good
And
receivers.
the difference could be if you get a spark out of Kyler Murray.
Well, look, offensively, I don't know what you think Noah Fant's ever going to be. I think Noah Fant, we know what he is, right? They got three good receivers, don't we? You agree with that? Metcalf, Lockett, and Smith and Jigba. I think Kenneth Walker's a good running back. Charbonnet's a good number 2 running back. If they get good quarterback play, I don't believe they'll get great quarterback play, but if they get good quarterback play, they should be pretty good, shouldn't they? Tell me why not? What don't they have offensively? I mean, if they get good quarterback play.
I think good is not good enough.
it might be if you buy into the Niners are down, and I don't. I'm down. If you buy into the Niners are not a Super Bowl contender,
I think the Rams have a higher ceiling than Seattle.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Because that offense is really good when healthy. Like Matthew Stafford is still good. Like you look at last year. Cooper Kupp should be more stable this season.
Nakua's not
Williams
hurt.
Puka just a knee bruise, like he's fine.
Well, they got Zach Corman now, Kyron Williams. Right? So they got two running backs.
They lost Aaron Donald.
Yeah, which is, by the way,
which is
really
gigantic. Yeah, that's going to change things.
Yeah.
But I look at all those teams similarly. Like if you go on a little streak, then I could definitely see one being a wild card team. But I think those are good teams. I think it reminds me of, say, the NFC South, where you're like good, but you're not sure how good. Like you 9 wins, you're feeling like could be a ceiling there. Like 9 wins for the Cardinals.
9 wins would be huge
for them this season.
No, it'd be huge for the Cardinals. All right, here comes Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. And I've told you the whole time, I think he's going to win that job. Whether he wins it by week 1 or wins it by week 5, I think he's going to win that job. Russell Wilson evidently remains the starter, or number 1 on the depth chart. 35 years old, Super Bowl winner. I get it. He's not practiced for, much over the last month. In training camp, 2 weeks old? So, but even in the workouts before, the calf injury. Fields evidently has been good, dynamic. I mean, at some point, dude's got to practice. Doesn't he to win that job?
I think this is a situation where, Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere.
Okay.
They're swinging for the fences a bit. And don't be safe. Russell Wilson's safe.
I agree with you.
See what you have. Because you can always fall back on Russell Wilson. See if you can find a spark. See if Justin Fields gives that offense something they haven't had in a while, and that's explosiveness. Now, much like we talked about Justin Fields not having a lot around him, I don't think the Steelers are great skill position-wise.
I agree with that, too.
They have 1 wide receiver, a decent tight end,
an okay running
game. It's like pretty much just what he left in Chicago.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But I still think just overall as a team, they're just going to be competitive because what they do defensively, division games are always close. And why not really swing for the fences and see if you can create a spark with Justin Fields?
I'm with you. All right, when we come back, we'll go back to the Niners. And one of their studs, their franchise guys, has an opinion on potentially losing Brandon Ayuk. And what he thinks is not all that encouraging if you're a Niner fan. And his voice resonates. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Brought to you.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together
Pull together
Pull together.
to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Bring it back to
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Because there are pitching limits too. Like if you go 130 pitches, you got to rest 4 days. And if you pitch under 30 pitches, I got it written down somewhere. You can come back tomorrow. And if it's like 30, 31 to 40, whatever, 1 day rest. There are, it's called Major League Baseball's. It's all written down somewhere. But there are rules on this. But the young man who pitched for Southern California, so in his freshman year at Cal State Northridge, pitched 70 innings, went 6-3 at a 5.3 ERA, but he was their Saturday starter at Cal State Northridge. And the Big West is a baseball league, dude. That's UC Irvine, that's Cal State Fullerton, that's Long Beach State. Like, you're 6-3 in that league. You're pretty good, right? As a Saturday starter.
Not too shabby as a freshman.
Yeah, as a freshman. And the kid was 6-3, so he threw a 3-hitter, 6-0 shutout. In fact, it was a 1-hitter going into the ninth. He gave up 2 hits in the ninth. In the seventh, they played 7 innings. So it was a 1-hitter going in the seventh. Southern California got 5 runs in the third. They beat Midland out of Ohio. It was there every year. It tripped me out. So Midland looked like Michigan. They had the Block M. How does an Ohio team dress like Michigan? I thought they hated each other.
It threw me off. Midland.
Right, you think Texas. Yeah.
Nope, not Texas.
Yeah, I tried to make that clear a number of times. You resetting it a lot. No, thanks for watching that. I was, of course. I don't know how much I got on the DVR because our satellite went out and I flipped over to internet because, well, we still have one of those dish things. But, yeah, I was happy and we got really good response on it. And it was fun to do. It was
fun weekend.
I mean, it was just really, 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 really fun to do. 505-246-0610. We got another cool event coming up, and that is it's gonna.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say, and I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but build up to it. I want to say, appreciate the soccer fans. There was a good crowd Friday night at the UNM soccer complex for Lobos.
And congratulations on that. Now we're doing it at the same time because I was doing a game on Friday night, and how'd that go?
It went well. It was a challenge because the U.S. team did not have jersey numbers.
The U.S. team did not have
so they just wore practice kits.
That's a problem.
Didn't get as in depth into them as I would have liked, but we shared their story, told the story of the team, and it was a brand new team. And Lobos looked good, scored 7 goals, but you also have to factor in that this training camp for the deaf squad, they had 8 high school players on their squad. So very young, just trying to identify the future of that program. But they were awesome. The soccer camp Saturday morning had a good contingent. The son went out there, had a blast. They worked with him for an hour. There were 2 kids that were 5 years old, so they kind of got to work on their own. It was just so much fun. And just seeing what opportunity means. Because we showed up to the soccer camp, and there was kids that were playing soccer, deaf kids, and you just see their eyes light up, you know, when the players, and they see like, oh, this is what, you know, I could do. I can pursue that. It was an awesome weekend.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad. I saw your social media on that. This week starts on Friday. The 83rd annual Greater Albuquerque Men's City Golf Championship is going on. It's at Ladera, it's at Arroyo, and it's at Los Altos. And the title sponsor this year is Pars and Rec. And if you're not familiar with Pars Rec, have you been by there yet, dude?
We are actually going there for my birthday.
We're
planning that this month. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's I've been in there a number of times. It's a golf and social shop, and they're the title sponsor over there in Hoffmantown. It's Albuquerque's premier golf store now. They got TrackMan simulators for rent. They got a bar and a restaurant in there, full retail instruction for PGA professionals, free fittings. They offer memberships. They got club repair, weekly events. So Pars and Rec is your title sponsor on that, and you can still register. I just Google it. It's LosAltosGolfCourse.com has it, but I just Googled the City Golf, and you can register online. And there's championship presidents, senior championship, and net flights. So 50 and older will compete for gross scores. There's all kinds of ways to play in the City Golf Championship, but it's the 83rd annual, and it's coming up this weekend. And you can still get in, and Pars and Rec is your title sponsor. So you're going. Your birthday's coming up quick. I kind of want to be. Am I in town for that? Is that the day of the Lobo game?
Yes. So if you want to bring some cake out,
yeah, no, bring cake.
Lobo football. We can
when are you doing?
celebrate.
When are you doing Pars and Rec?
I think I'm doing that Friday night.
The day before.
If you're in town, you want to come join us,
dude? I mean, by then, what am I going to do with my life?
More than welcome to.
I get back in town. I get back in town the day before.
Let's do it,
dude. I was up in. Well, let me do this because I teased this, and I'll give you this more. The Brandon Ayuk thing. How much credence do you put into what a guy like Nick Bosa has to say? You got to listen, right? You got to listen, don't you?
You do, but I also read into this as more of a good teammate. Like, yeah, I have my guys back. We all deserve a contract.
All right, so Nick Bosa, their stud edge rusher for the Niners, after yesterday's practice, said that if they lose Brandon Ayuk, it would leave a significant void. He said, quote, "I think it'd be huge. I trust John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, but he's a very tough player to replace," end quote. The odds are he's gone. Like the odds are he's gone. Patriots are out of the running, but there's other teams. Cleveland's in there, and Pittsburgh might be one of the teams. Browns have a framework of a deal in place, evidently, with the 49ers. Steelers resumed talks with the 49ers. And so he's probably gone. And I don't know if it helps that I got the loudest voice on my team, and he is the loudest voice on that team, right?
Yeah, it's to your point, like that's an impactful statement. Like, oh, it's going to hurt us losing Brandon Ayuk. You're the 49ers. You kind of backed yourself into this corner. I think they're really holding out to push Brandon Ayuk to play, but he's pretty confident in his stance of not playing this year or trade me. So you get to this situation where if somehow, some way, Amari Cooper's on the table, like that would be the deal I'd want to make because that helps me now and at least for the next 2 years, and I don't have to invest in a wide receiver, re-upping him for 4 years like you're going to have to do with Brandon Ayuk. The team I think should be the most aggressive in this is Pittsburgh.
But what do they have?
Just it would be draft capital next year, which doesn't help San Francisco. But even if you say you give up a second-round pick, might cost you a first-round pick. But if you're the Steelers, knowing that, hey, Brandon Ayuk is still a guy that can come in and be a top 15, 20 wide receiver in the league. You pair him with George Pickens. You're trying to swing for the fences, see if you have something with Justin Fields. even if you don't, all right, you lock in good skill position players for what is next. Like, that would be the team that would be most aggressive. Even I thought the Patriots made sense because, again, it's a team with a rookie quarterback contract.
Give him something to play
trying
with.
to go there.
Yep. By the way, every handball penalty shot, I've not seen one save. And every time I look up, it's like literally a penalty shot. Like, I don't understand this game for my life. And it feels like the longest game I've ever seen, ever. These dudes running up and down and scoring. It's like 30-30 or something. And every time there's a guy standing there, I mean, it feels like, I don't know, 8-10 feet from the goal, and the goalie's 3 feet in front of him. And have you seen one saved?
You don't see a lot of saves in handball.
You could be a national champion. You could be All-America.
I'm saying there's got to be a league like Saturday morning somewhere around.
I mean,
I'd love to give it a try.
I've never seen one of those courts here anywhere. All right, when we come back, Giants and Lions got a fine for training camp fights. They're now fining you for fighting in practice. The league is? How much? Who? It's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored
We
by
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, faint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially.
Practice, man. Yep, we're talking about practice. Yeah, but the fines are real. Real live money fines. $200,000 fines, Giants and Lions, for fights at training camp. Quote from the NFL. All NFL clubs were reminded in a memo sent last month that fighting and unprofessional conduct at joint practices would not be tolerated. So the Lions and the Giants were fined by the NFL $200,000 each for multiple fights that broke out during the team's shared practice. These were in New Jersey. The first one was on Monday. Giants and Lions found themselves in scuffles. Big names, both sides got chippy. The first one seemed to stem from a handsy action on the perimeter, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams clashed with the Giants, Andrew Phillips and Dane Belton. St. Brown, you saw him shoving at Belton's helmet after getting nudged. And then they went at each other. Then you had Daniel Jones in the middle of one. Why are you looking at me like that?
Daniel Jones. Just trying to be like, hey, guys, I got your back. Got my back.
What's he going to be this year?
I think Daniel Jones is like league average.
Okay.
Like, you're just trying to find that, like, what is the Mendoza line of quarterbacks?
And he's it?
I think it's Daniel Jones.
So you're going to tell me that there's 13, 14 guys that he's better than, and 13, and you know,
not even that many right now.
I mean,
because you're going to like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, the upside of some of these young guys.
Daniel Jones, and I'm talking about this year, not potential, not what Caleb Williams may be or what J.J. McCarthy may be. This year, how many situations would you take Daniel Jones over? Like, would you take him over what the Patriots have right now for this year?
Yes.
Would you take him over the Steelers?
No.
Browns?
Yes.
Titans?
No.
Broncos?
Yes.
All right. Raiders? Raiders?
No. Give me Gardner Minshew, man.
Seahawks?
Geno Smith.
Panthers?
Daniel Jones.
Saints?
Derek Carr.
Vikings?
Yeah. I'll take DJ.
Commanders?
No, of course not.
Well, I think that's only 4. I think the rest of them are no-brainers. All right. They got to figure out what they got long-term. It's going to be a big, big decision for them. 505-246-0610. Got a bunch from you, including this one on Justin Herbert. What has he done? It's the opening drive. Jefferson Beata, JJ Buck. Did France just get beat in the handball final? Holy smokes. And what kind of ball do they use? Like, what is that ball? Is it a rubber ball like the handball we used to use on the playground? A 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part,
so that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Bring it back.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute.
Opening drive, and you're here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. You got football coming up this weekend. Who's playing, who's not? Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Russell Wilson listed as quarterback one. However, Justin Fields will start for the Steelers on Saturday. Steelers released their first depth chart last night. Wilson is the starter, Fields second, but Mike Tomlin said, "You guys saw the depth chart I released? That is real." That was his quote. But it will be Justin Fields. At some point, man, your number one's got to be able to go to practice. And if Justin Fields, I literally think Justin Fields has an opportunity to go out and steal a job. If he plays well, this is one of those opportunities where don't be afraid to be great. Go out there and make yourself invaluable. Make them take you off the field. That's what he's got an opportunity to do. I'm interested. You interested in watching some football this weekend? I mean, does the Broncos interest you at all on Sunday?
Yes, I'm interested. This is an opportunity for backups. Maybe find the guy late in your fantasy draft you need to be paying attention to.
Puka Nacua.
And with these games, QB2 matters. The backup quarterback battle matters. Totally. When you have 66 guys that started an NFL game last season, we need to be paying attention to who's going to be the backup.
I think that's right. Puka Nacua is the Rams receiver. Week to week, he's got a knee injury. Is he my keeper, dude?
100%.
100%?
He is.
I mean, more than Lamar, more than Kyron Williams, more than Nico, more than Laporta. You get one.
With the way that league is constructed, I think it's Puka.
All right. It's PPR league. Sean McVay's the Rams coach that does not anticipate Puka Nacua being affected in terms of even that prep for the season opener against the Lions. Puka got his knee banged up on a touchdown catch in a joint practice with the Chargers. Said he felt it was when he was running a route later in practice. Really just a bruise, kind of a bursa sack. Kind of burst it, is what McVay said. Keep your eye on that. There's a lot of injuries. Christian McCaffrey may not or may be ready for opening day. Justin Herbert may or may not be ready for opening day. Got this one from Bill on the email machine. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. On Justin Herbert. Jeff, Kenny Thomas's entire career was built on potential. Every level, high school, college, pro, all I heard was he has so much potential. Well, when he got to the Queens, that's the Kings, they said, the hell with potential, we need performance. And now he was making a big boy check at that point, and with a veteran lineup, the window was closing. So he was brought in to win now. The Maloofs didn't have 3 or 4 years to sit around and develop him. I hear these talking heads scream at me that Herbert can be the best quarterback in this league. He looks so good in shorts and T-shirt. The NFL is all about results. So how long can the Chargers continue to lose before they realize he isn't the guy? And I know you're going to lean on the Matthew Stafford comparison. I think it's a great comparison. And it may end up being that. A guy that looks like a really good, borderline great quarterback. A guy who looks like he might not be in the best situation, but continues to put up numbers. But we're at a point now where he was hurt last season, missed the back end of it. The year prior, he was hurt, played through it, but was affected by it. And now has a foot injury, and and by the way, has been paid already, right? He's making north of $50 million a year. I don't see a scenario where they're winning this year.
Not this year for them.
So
this is one where pump the brakes. Availability, that's a question. But Justin Herbert has the talent. And this is where we get into, all right, tell me who's won Super Bowls the last few years.
Yeah, there's a few guys.
And we want to throw away good quarterbacks just because they haven't won a Super Bowl. Now, this is, yes, it's playoffs, this or that. But Justin Herbert, I think if you give him this coaching staff into next year where they can add some skill position players, like that's who you want to build around.
I don't think anybody's saying throw away. I think
that's exactly what the.
Well, I wonder if it is he the guy? Well, I guess that is what that says. I guess when I hear this conversation more, is he a guy to be anointed, hence paid, right? And he's already been paid. He's already been paid at the top of the scale. When he got paid, he broke the market, and then it's been broken a few times since. But is he a guy that you consider top of the market money? What has he ever won? Has he ever won a playoff game?
We kind of have to throw that out of the window because good quarterbacks are going to get paid, and then you have to figure it out.
Hence, here comes Dak. Right?
Yeah. You're not paying these guys just based on their record. Yes, quarterbacks have a record attached to them, but it's also what can you be? And the ceiling with Justin Herbert is higher than a lot of quarterbacks in this league. He's 26 years old.
Most quarterbacks in this league, wouldn't you say? Current quarterback playoff records are amazing to me. I mean, current quarterbacks. If I asked you, okay, which current quarterback has the most playoff wins, I think you'd be able to. Who would you guess?
Which current quarterback?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Mahomes or Rodgers.
It's Mahomes, right? It's Mahomes. He's got 15. Rodgers has 12. But then you start looking after that, man, and the numbers they start dropping. Joe Flacco, is he really a current quarterback? But yeah, he is. 10. Okay, we went 15, 12, 10. Russell Wilson had 9, but when was the last one? Right? Do you know who's after Russell Wilson? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know the next active quarterback with the most wins? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them tied with the same number. Without looking, do you know who it would be and how many? The tied for 1, 2, 3, 5th in the league.
Like active playoff.
Active quarterbacks with the most playoff wins. This is after Mahomes at 15, Rodgers at 12, Flacco at 10, Wilson at 9. Who's next? And what's the number? It's kind of crazy.
Is it Burrow?
He's one of them. Yeah, he's one of them. Do you know what the number is?
4?
5. Burrow, Allen, Jared Goff, and Jim Garoppolo. Those guys are tied for 5th. Yeah, all right, so Burrow is 5-2. Josh Allen is 5-5. Jared Goff is 5-4. Jim Garoppolo is 5-2 in the playoffs. Damn, Jimmy Garoppolo is a hell of a quarterback. He's 5-2 in the playoffs. Matthew Stafford is next, tied with Brock Purdy. Stafford's 4-4. Purdy's 4-2. Next on the list, how can this even be? Taysom Hill. How can that even be? Marcus Mariota's 3-4. Gardner Minshew's 2-0. Jalen Hurts is 2-3. Baker Mayfield's 2-2. Wait, but where's your guy? Where's Justin? Oh, he doesn't have one. Daniel Jones does. John Wolford does. Mitchell Trubisky and Davis Mills and Sean Clifford does.
Over Justin Herbert.
None of them. Jordan Love's 1-1. I'm trying to help you prove your point that after the top 2 dudes in this league, and I don't even know if Rodgers is the top 2 dude. After Mahomes, who by the way is 15-3, which is stupid. 15-3. Rodgers is 12-10. Quarterback playoff records are typically right around 500. Flacco's 10-6. Russell Wilson's 9-7. Burrow's 5-2. Allen's 5-5. Playoff records, man. Unless you win the Super Bowl, you get a loss. Unless you win the Super Bowl, you are getting a playoff loss. It's really that simple. I mean, overall, it's crazy. This is just showing me Super Bowl. I don't want just Super Bowls, damn it. I want all-time playoff records. But it's that hard to win. Brady is 35-13. That is so far and away. Like, does Mahomes ever catch him? If Mahomes gets, let's just say, an average of 2 playoff wins a year, that means
15,
and he needs to get to 35. So that means another 15 years of getting an average of 2 playoff wins a year. I don't know that he does. And do you know the gap between number 1 and do you know who number 2 in playoff wins is as a quarterback in the NFL?
Is it Montana?
It is Montana. Joe Montana, do you know what the number is?
20.
Brady is 35-13 in the playoffs. Montana was 16-7. Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Okay, so the gap is 19. That's how hard it is, man. Mahomes is 15-3. Bradshaw's next at 14-5. Elway at 14-7. Peyton Manning 14-13. Roethlisberger 13-10. Favre 13-11. Aikman 11-4. Staubach 11-6. Rodgers 11-10. Flacco 10-6. Bart Starr was 9-1. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Kurt Warner 9-4. I mean, you go by, like, there's some great quarterbacks, and you just go, wow. It's hard to win the playoffs. And your dude hasn't won one yet. So where do you put him? I mean, that email that prompted all this conversation, that email is not an uncommon conversation, and JJ, it's getting louder.
Yeah, it's understandable. It's part of the process. When you're paid to do something, you don't do that. There's pressure. The media, the fans, they're going to push it. But sometimes I look at those conversations and I get, yes, does Justin Herbert have all that stuff to fall back on right now? No, but I will take the frustration of Justin Herbert over so many situations.
All right, 505-246-0610. The Chiefs wide receiver, Rashee Rice, held his first press conference since the car crash. What are you saying? Do you buy into it? Or is this just somebody wrote him a PR speech? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Opening drive, 95.9 FM and AM 650 Sports Animal. Richard's in on Justin Herbert. Jeff, folks aren't saying he needs to win championships, but how about beating JJ's Pumpkins in the regular season once in a while? That would be a good start. I mean, it's
there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing we can sit here and harp on Justin Herbert, but we were clowning Brandon Staley for how long?
That's right.
And you have a coach, whatever you think of Jim Harbaugh, if he's nuts, if he's crazy, which, yes, all the above, got out before it got too hot at Michigan.
Boy, it's getting hotter.
Winning a national championship. Got all that. Like, I'm buying Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh long-term stock. This year, yeah, it's going to be rough. But a rough year this season, I'm nowhere near saying pull the plug on Justin Herbert.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody is. I think your eyes tell you. He's getting.
And what are they saying?
Well,
you want all these guys to win.
Well,
absolutely. But even if a bad year this season, I think Harbaugh is a proven coach. He's done it.
Mm-hmm.
But he took Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think Justin Herbert is going to beat the Denver Broncos, be successful. Do I expect him to constantly beat Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs? No.
He better be healthy. I mean, I think that's a good start.
I'm taking that chance.
Yeah.
And you're all in because you paid the deal.
You know, I'll go back to your point on Brandon Staley, their coach, and they were the best at coming from ahead and losing, right? They were the best we've ever seen it coming
They have
from ahead and losing.
so many one-possession losses over the last few years.
Now, how many were his fault? How many did he not come back and win? How many was it just bad coaching, bad decisions, going for it on fourth down in your own territory, giving it back to them in your defense? I mean, there was a lot of that. And how much did he just not get it done at the end? And there's some of that too. He's got to eat some of that. How much was he not healthy? JJ, you're right. We want all these guys to win. History is littered with really, really, really good quarterbacks who didn't win. Is he, like, if Matthew Stafford didn't get out of Detroit, what would be the difference between Matthew Stafford and Phillip Rivers and Dan Fouts and
Nothing.
Dan Marino and
we wouldn't be sitting here gushing over Stafford. Oh, man, still excited to have him on the field.
But we kind of were for a while when he was in Detroit. And almost because it was expected that you would lose there. And I don't know that it's expected you lose with the Chargers or not. They've never won a Super Bowl. They've been to a Super Bowl. Phillip Rivers and Stan Humphries, I believe, was the other quarterback who took them to the Super Bowl. Right? But they've never won. But I look at quarterbacks throughout history. I mean, whether it's, you can give me Jim Zorn or you can give me Steve Bartkowski or, well, maybe not him, Archie Manning. And I mean, go through every franchise got one. Fran Tarkenton never won. He went to 4 Super Bowls. He never won. Billy Kilmer was really good. He never won. Donovan McNabb was really good. He never won, right? Now I believe Herbert's better than Donovan McNabb. Do you believe that? McNabb was good. The point is what you said. We want all these guys to win. They're not all going to. Like, you could take your top guys right now. You could, outside of Mahomes, you can give me Burrow, and you can give me Allen, and you can give me Lamar, and you can give me whoever else you think is up there, right? Whichever young quarterback is coming, whether it's Love or Herbert or whoever. But say, I can give you a list right now of 10 dudes that you think are really good, right? I'll give you Allen and Tua and Lamar and Burrow and C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson and Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray and Brock Purdy and, I mean, Kirk Cousins could be in there, but I'll give you Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. That's 11. Hell, throw Jared Goff in there and Hurts and Dak. That's 14. 14 dudes without I gave you one of the rookies this year. I'm going to tell you 10 of them won't win a Super Bowl. Maybe 12. And I don't mean they're not good. That doesn't mean they won't have successful careers. But every one of those franchises think Caleb Williams is going to take us to the Super Bowl. C.J. Stroud's taking us to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is taking us back, and we're going to win this time. Dak Prescott's going to win a Super Bowl. Jaden Daniels going to. They're not all. They're just not.
And Justin Herbert is the quarterback we've watched that I'm going down that path with him.
Okay.
Like I'm going.
But there's a lot of these guys who go down the pathway.
Like, I'll be the co-captain if the ship sinks with him and you don't get to the promised land. So be it. But talent-wise, when you put all those names out there, like, he is still a guy.
All right.
That's top 5 of them.
You're picking right now. Josh Allen or him?
Right now,
yeah.
There's 3 guys I'd take ahead of her.
That's it?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
Allen, Burrow, Mahomes?
Yes.
So, not Tua, not Rodgers, not Lamar?
No.
Okay. Not C.J. Stroud, not Trevor Lawrence?
I think C.J. Stroud would be 5.
Not Kyler Murray, not Matt Stafford, not Brock Purdy?
If you're just
not
asking
Jordan
me,
Love, not Jared Goff, not Caleb Williams, not Jaden Daniels, not Jaden Hurts, or Jalen Hurts.
Like, if you're just saying, all right, pick your quarterback.
Yeah. All right. So he's your number 4 guy.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he 4 off your board on fantasy, by the way?
No, he is on my do not draft list. Fantasy football this season.
Really? Why? Because he's always hurt? Because he had no receivers?
He's got the foot injury.
He's got no receivers?
No receivers. I leaning in the Gus Edwards late in drafts.
Okay. Is he their number 1? Him and Dobbins?
And J.K. Dobbins coming off an Achilles injury.
So Gus Edwards late in the draft.
You're letting RB3, RB4 on your roster.
I'll end up being like RB2 on somebody's roster.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah, promise. Who's the Broncos' best running back?
I think Javonte Williams. Hold off. McLaughlin. But it's not a surefire RB1 situation. They have rookie Audric Estime from Notre Dame. Could you see some carries?
Okay.
That's why in fantasy drafts this year, you want to have at least 3 running backs that you feel good about before you get to round 10. Because you want to go to week 1.
Running backs, you want to have 3?
At least 3 that you're solid with. The waiver wire is going to happen. Someone's going to get hurt. But I don't want to bank on that early. I want to have at least 3 guys on my roster. And then you can attack the waiver wire after see what happens after week 1 and 2.
Nick Chubb's 35th rank. He's still out. When's he coming back? So is it Jerome Ford?
Yeah, Jerome Ford's probably going to get just some decent RB play early in the season as they work Nick Chubb in.
What do you think of Rico Dowdle? Because somebody's going to get a bunch of time in Dallas. I can't see Zeke being a 3-down back. Can you?
Maybe early in the season.
And the other guy who's getting a lot of love is Tyler Algier. And I'm not sure why, because everybody...
Well, Arthur Smith is out of town.
Okay, but everybody loves Bijan.
And I think Bijan is going to be a true 3-down back this season.
I think that's probably right. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in, play radio with us. When we come back, I'm going to give you what Rashee Rice had to say. I know I teased that going into the last one. I'll tell you that. 505-246-0610. Hey, when you're thinking about planning an event, think about the Albuquerque Convention Center. It's downtown, 600,000 square feet of diverse indoor and outdoor meeting space, a food and beverage menu with options that go above and beyond. Your dream event will become reality. They've got a tremendous staff, parking easily available right there, and it's right in the heart of downtown. It's the center of it all. So whether your group is, 2 people or 20,000, whether you're having a meeting, a convention, or a holiday party, and it is time to start planning holiday parties. Think about the Albuquerque Convention Center. We've used them for years at the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. We do a player event there, and we will continue to because they treat our student athletes incredibly well. And I've been to a bunch of events there. I know you have as well. Go by, check them out, and then book. It's all online at albuquerquecc.com. All your information is there. Or 505-768-4575. That's 505-768-4575. It's the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, plastic.
His first press conference since that March incident, the car crash that led to criminal charges filed against him. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Welcome to Get In at 505-246-0610 today. Rice has been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of collision involving serious injury, 6 counts of a collision involving injury. Remember, that was that rented Lamborghini, at least rent Lamborghini. And then he took off. He left the scene. Quote, Rashee Rice, it's a legal process, and my team is handling that. He said he's focused on being, quote, the best person I can be so the Chiefs can dominate on the field this fall. Just continuing to surround myself with people that I want to be like and just continue to surround myself with people that allow me to grow and grow. Doesn't say anything to me. I mean, I don't know what you hear. Anything?
At this point, he just hopes to avoid jail time.
Yeah.
Do whatever. Be fine. Fum. Comes from it. Take your suspension from the NFL and get back on the field. Because all of a sudden, with all the question marks Kansas City had on offense, and what are you going to do? Oh, they just won a Super Bowl again. They are set up to have the best receiving core they've had since Tyreek Hill. And it was really just Tyreek Hill. But now you tell me I can get Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice,
dude, and this rookie,
Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce. Watch out.
And so, with or without Rashee Rice, I think they're good. But to your point on Hollywood Brown, this is the best situation he's been in. Period. Right? Period. It is. Kelce is still going to be Kelce. At some point, he'll start falling off, but he's still going to be, when you need 5 yards, he's going to get you 6 yards. You're wrong. You're wrong, Scott. Yes. The best situation he's been in. I just heard nothing there. I just heard whatever. Go out and deal with it. And you know, go feed the beast. Here's some talking points. Go out and do. I heard nothing. I mean, literally. But whatever. I mean, I'm not sure what you want him to say either. But that I just heard nothing in there. All right. It isn't just the NFL guys getting paid. NBA guys are getting paid, JJ. Did you see Lauri's Markkanen's new deal? 5 years he signed this morning with the Jazz at $238 million per year. Lauri Markkanen, 5 years, $238 million, includes $220 million in new money. He had 1 year left, $18 million left on his contract. So he used the Jazz's salary cap to increase next year's money another $24 million, and then agreed another 4 years at $196. That's almost $50 million a year. It's $49 million a year for the next 4. It's good living.
It's great living.
He's a good one. I don't know if he's a great one, but he's a good one. Former Arizona star. Finland. Did Finland have an Olympic team?
They have an Olympic team. I don't think they were in the Olympics.
They just didn't qualify. They have a national team. They just didn't qualify. All right. Dude's getting paid, though. All right, let me go over to the text line, see what you got here. This is, I don't know who it's from, but it's on the Niners. We're talking about, is the Niners window closed or closing when it comes to Super Bowl? When it comes to the Niners, it says a lot is there, scheme and system. They'll plug in someone and be just fine. Brandon Ayuk is a cut above. He can chase money, but if he wants to win a Super Bowl, he probably should stay put. The Niners definitely aren't going anywhere. So I agree the Niners aren't going anywhere. I agree the Niners are going to be good. JJ, if he wants to win a Super Bowl, his chances are better certainly where he is than the place that he's rumored to be going, whether it be Cleveland, Pittsburgh, or New England. Correct?
That is correct.
Brandon Ayuk's made it pretty clear, and I'm not telling you I blame him, but his priority is to get paid. And that's I got no issues with that. Go get paid. Go get paid, young man, if you can. But I agree. If his priority is to win a Super Bowl, then yeah. Then he's better off where he is.
Yeah, these guys want to win. But he's played in a Super Bowl. And he also wants to have generational wealth. You could say, well, he already has that. When he's playing on 4 years that he's got in his rookie deal, going into a $14 million contract. But at some point, too, yeah, you want to win, be a champion, but you want a championship bank account.
Yeah. All right,
I'm not going to give away the biggest contract extension that I'll sign.
Well, I mean, look,
the chance.
I'll ask you a question. You got your option. You can make good NFL money. He's making $14 million a year. You can make that and win a Super Bowl, or you can make bonkers money. $31 million a year for the next. So Gary, let's say you make $196 million. You got to play for Cleveland, and you're not going to win a Super Bowl. Or you can make $80 million, and you can be a Super Bowl champion. Which one do you want?
Well, I think 80 and Super Bowl champion sounds pretty good.
I mean, it sounds good to you and me, right?
And I think that's what San Francisco was banking on initially.
Well,
it was, all right, just play your final year. We'll get into next season, then we'll figure this all out. And Ayuk was like, no, I'm going to throw a wrench in those plans.
By the way, there's no guarantee you're going to be a Super Bowl champion at 80. So I got a better chance of being a Super Bowl champion at 80. You can convince yourself, well, I'm going to make 190, but I'm going to be a Super Bowl champion with Cleveland. Said nobody ever. Oh. All right, Mud asks, are you going to have Lobo Talk with Bronco? And if so, when is the first show and where are the fans being directed to attend? I don't know the answer to that. Do you? Have you heard anything on Lobo Talk?
Lobo Talk, I assume, will happen because it's a contractual obligation for coaches.
So that's the answer then would be yes.
Now,
where?
Time, where, who's hosting it in terms of the venue, don't have that for you.
All right. So stand by. Terry says, do things fall into place for Herbert and success follow with playoff wins, or will his history more like Jeff George? Great physical gifts, but fell short on achievements. That's an interesting comparison. Dude, Jeff George came out of college, out of Illinois, and he was the physical. I mean, it's not a bad comparison here.
The best bet in any of these situations is to take the under. With all these
whatever
Jordan
the under is.
Love,
What if the under's a
CJ
half?
Stroud, like all these guys, it's like, oh my gosh, here we go. It's gonna be. They're not gonna live up to the expectation.
Yeah. What if the under's a half? Now, Jeff George had way more of an attitude, and not a good one, than Justin Herbert. That was always Jeff George's issue. He had unbelievable physical skills, had a rifle arm. I mean, just a gun. But there was a lot of attitude issue there. Doesn't seem to be the issue for this guy. But I don't know. I mean, Terry, maybe. Yeah, maybe. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap it up. Everything you got to know as you go through whatever day today is. What day is today? Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
Sometimes you travel and you're just like, what? By the way, I was at the University of Michigan this week. The facilities there. Okay, I got firsthand. Well, I didn't go through them all. So I kind of went through, but I mean, in the last decade or whatever, they put $250 million just into the football stadium. They put $800 million or something into facilities. I mean, it's a different world.
And you wonder why we have so many questions with Division I football.
It is a different world. And look, I've been through, I've seen SC's facilities. I've seen Oregon's facilities. I mean, what football money does and boosters. And do you know that they have 21,000 tickets for students? Okay. What's the big house? 104, 107,000, whatever the number is. So they sell out of their student tickets, and like freshmen, it's a lottery. Some freshmen get a full package, some get, and they got to buy them. Some get a half a package of tickets. But 21,000 student tickets. Lobos have 5 home games. If I said 1.5, how many times more will they get a full crowd of 21,000? We go over or under 1.5. I mean, right? It's man, oh man, was it different. Anyway, all right, wrap it up. Everything you got to know as you go through today. It's the opening drive. Jeff and JJ on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burkia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
your surprisingly great race, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico.
All right, what's everybody going to be talking about as you go through your day? They're going to be talking about that 1500 final last night. It was terrific in the Olympics. So opening drive, Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck. Josh Kerr from Great Britain, the former Lobo star, silver medal in the men's 1500. American Cole Hawker is the guy who came up and stunned everybody and won this thing. He won the gold. Norway's Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Is that close?
Ingebrigtsen?
Yeah, that was close. Ingebrigtsen.
Woo, did that dude talk some junk?
Yep, he didn't win.
Who knew?
He got
Him and Josh
nothing.
Kerr had a feud going on, and the dude goes from first to nada. Nothing.
None.
Fourth place.
4. Thanks for coming. Go home without anything around your neck. So they'll be talking about that. USA men's basketball 127-87 over Brazil in the quarterfinals. Women's soccer, USA 1-0 over Germany. Sophia Smith with the winning goal in the 95th minute launches the Americans into the final. White Sox were winners yesterday. Who cares, Jeff? Well, they snapped a 21-game losing streak, the tied for longest in the American League history, 21 games. And Framber Valdez of the Astros had a no-hitter with one out in the ninth last night until Corey Seager hit a home run off of him to break up his no-hitter and his shutout. It would have been his second no-hitter of his career, but he lost it with 2 outs in the ninth. Chargers' Justin Herbert continues to have foot issues. They hope he's ready for opening day. Brandon Ayuk is not going to be traded to the Patriots. The Patriots have come out of that, but there's still a lot of talk with the Browns, with the Steelers. And this morning, the Giants and the Lions were fined $200,000 apiece for brawls at practice. Yep, we're talking about practice, man. Practice, not the game, not the game. Billy Beane, former executive in Major League Baseball, passed away this morning. Second openly gay player in Major League Baseball died. He was just 60 years old. Lauri Markkanen signed a 5-year deal this morning with the Utah Jazz in the NBA. He'll stay there. 5 years is worth $238 million. And Justin Fields will start for the Steelers at quarterback, even though Russell Wilson is still number 1 on the depth chart. Justin Fields will start in their first preseason game, which is coming up this weekend. That's kind of what you got to know. Did I miss anything as you go through your day today?
Covers it.
All right. This is an interesting one on the text line, 505-246-0610. Who ends up with a better career? I know the answer is going to be easy, but think about it for a quick second. Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert.
It could end up being Baker Mayfield if you're just focusing on playoff
what
wins.
Right. How do you?
I think he has 2 right now. Does Baker Mayfield?
I believe that. I'm trying to find that, but I believe that's right. Baker Mayfield is 2-2 in the playoffs. Correct. Yeah,
I think that over the next 3 years, I don't anticipate a Super Bowl run, but with Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert can get 2 playoff wins.
Let me just give you something. This is how hard it is. In the history of the NFL, it's a long history, a lot of dudes. Only 41 quarterbacks have 5 or more victories in playoffs. I know you said 41. No, dude. Like of all the years the NFL's been playing, only 41 quarterbacks have 5 or more victories in the playoffs. Only 28 have 6. 6? That doesn't seem like a lot, does it? That's how hard it is to win in the playoffs. I mean, you go under 4, and there's still some pretty good quarterbacks there that had good careers. Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl, but he only won 3 playoff games. Vince Ferragamo went to a Super Bowl. Dan Fouts was really, really good. He was 3-4 in the playoffs. Bernie Kosar was 3-4 in the playoffs. Cam Newton was 3-4 in the playoffs. Warren Moon was 3-7 in the playoffs. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. I think Joe Namath's record in the playoffs was 2-1. 2-1. But he's freaking Joe Namath.
All it takes is one.
Right? I mean, you go down the list and there's good quarterbacks.
Like, I understand expectations and having to live up to a contract when we're paid elite money. But I do think talking about quarterbacks is such a broken thing right now in sport.
It's broken, but it's common, and people love doing it.
I mean, I think there's fair questions for Justin Herbert, but to be like, oh, when are you pulling the plug, when are you doing this or that? Like, at some point in time, man, you got to ride the talent out.
Well, that's what they're doing. I mean, that point in time is now.
That point in time is now. You just brought in Jim Harbaugh. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be a last season with the lack of skill around Justin Herbert. Even if he's that dude, you still need guys to help take you to the next level.
Boy, I don't know how. I mean, Lenny's the only Charger fan I know. There's got to be a few more. But how many more lost seasons are you ready to eat? I mean, honestly, it's like Global Fan, right? How many lost seasons are you ready to eat? Keep telling me it's going to get better. Keep telling me it's going to get better. I mean, hell, the Chargers the last 2 years were hot picks, hot Super Bowl picks going into the season, weren't they? I mean, look at that roster, and Justin Herbert's ready to go. And how many years do you keep going into it like that? Yeah. I mean, everybody.
I think it's the answer is you extended that window because you brought in Jim Harbaugh.
You did, and you've got your quarterback. So you've got a head coach and quarterback in place. It's like the Broncos extended their window when they brought in Sean Payton. They just don't have a quarterback. They hope they do now. But when you bring in a high-profile quarterback or head coach like that, Harbaugh, Sean Payton, I would argue Harbaugh's better than Payton. But when you bring in that guy, you totally extend your window. And when you pay him what you pay him, give him the guarantee you're keeping him. You know your window's open. At least the window of that, whatever that is, whatever that happens to look like. All right? Yeah, it's something. All right, you get your baseball today. You get the Olympics today. What there's got to be a thing that tells me what do I get in today's Olympics, right? Olympics today. Where to watch all the top Olympic events. What do I get today? Today you get women's golf is going on. All right. 800 meter in track and field, men. Women's 1500 is always fun. Oh, the hurdles are fun. The 110 hurdles are fun. So you get all that. A lot of track and field today. And you have the handball, JJ. And I'm getting skateboarding. I mean, like, what more do I need? I get handball and skateboarding. You could do that.
I can do what?
The skateboarding?
No.
You can't do that?
Not at all. That's unbelievable skill.
Isn't it great? These guys are studs. Snoop's out at the skateboards right now. He's out there shaking hands with the skateboarders. How does Snoop become the most wholesome thing on TV? I mean, God bless America, don't get me wrong. And the world, because France has embraced him. But it's pretty special. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to be coming up on the cusp of a football weekend. We're going to get a little more baseball tomorrow. And looking forward to talking to Nick D this weekend. So he was with us on Friday. And he said that Nick's the director of golf out at the Sandy Golf Club. He said that he believed that the gold medal could go a long way in regards to determining player of the year. I wonder how many times, I'm sure it's happened before, a player wins 2 majors and doesn't win player of the year. It's not often that a player wins 2 majors in 1 year. So, I mean, but this is just an odd year. You got 2 guys that are just gone bonkers. And one guy, I agree with you on Scheffler. I think he's your guy. After winning the gold now, I lean that way. And the other thing I want to get into tomorrow is the whole Barkley thing. Charles now said he's not retiring. Are they going to rebrand that show? And will you flip over? See, part of it is you catch their halftime show, you catch their pregame show because you're watching the NBA on TNT. Will people go out of their way to just go over to TNT if they don't have the NBA? Do you think they will?
If they don't have the NBA?
Right. If they just do the Inside the League show.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Right? And that's what they're talking about. The NBA will be on ESPN.
It'll have its moments. Probably more clippable. Like social media highlights. Maybe.
What does that do for them, though? How do they make money on it?
Well, they're still in sport.
Right. But
so them having that presence, like they could make it work more than anyone else.
You think you'll see them in college football? Like Turner's got Mountain West package. They'll probably be on Lobo games. I mean, aren't there like
There's
3 Lobo games?
Charles Barkley giving his take on Albuquerque.
Yeah. Well, man, that was like...
Man, one time with the Rockets, I was Albuquerque.
It was an exhibition game. And that was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, they had a ramp. That made me walk down a ramp.
I was breathing hard. I needed oxygen. Didn't even give me no card. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. You get Ice Subs baseball after that. Missed. Adrian, great job on the videos. Good to be back. JJ, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Big day?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, boys and girls. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.